visible. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So আচ্ছা, তোমরা প্রত্যেককে আমার আগের ভিডিওটা পেয়ে গেছো তো? সেদিনের ক্লাসটা পাইনি। হ্যাঁ, ওই ভিডিওটা দেখতে কোনো অসুবিধা হচ্ছে না?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
Okay, and about the note, it is now downloadable to everyone's device. Okay. আচ্ছা, আগেও তো এরকম করে আমি পিডিএফ এ নোট পাঠিয়েছি, তোমাদের তো আগে এরকম কোনো অসুবিধা হয়নি?
হয়েছিল স্যার, কিন্তু আমি বলবো করে বলতে ভুলে যাচ্ছিলাম। সেদিন আমি মানে ডাউনলোড করতে বসিয়েছি, তো দেখলাম ওই একই জিনিস দেখাচ্ছে।
তাই নাকি? ও আচ্ছা,
কে জানে স্যার, আপনাকে তো দেখলাম ছবিটা তুলে যে কিরকম অবস্থা হয়ে দাঁড়িয়েছে পুরো।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, ডেস্কটপ মোডে এরকম হচ্ছে।
ডেস্কটপ মোডে না? আমি আসলে এটা পাঠাচ্ছি হচ্ছে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ ওয়েব বিটা ভার্সন দিয়ে, এখন জানি না তার জন্য হচ্ছে কিনা। আমার আইডিয়া। হ্যাঁ, মনে হয় সেটাই এখন। হ্যাঁ, ইনস্টল করা আমি বুঝতে পারছি না, তুমি কি বলে? আসতে ইনস্টল করে না? না, আমার তো হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ তো এখানে ইনস্টল করা আছে তো, আমার তো ওয়েব, আমি তো বিটা দিয়ে এখন আমি তো 4টে ডিভাইসেও তো প্যারালাল রান করতে পারে বলছে। হ্যাঁ, বিটা ভার্সন বেরিয়েছে না হোয়াটসঅ্যাপের, তুমি এখন ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্টলি 4টে, মানে আমার ফোন না থাকলেও আমি ওয়েব করতে পারি এখন। মানে আমার ফোন দোতলায়, আমি একতলায় বসে ক্লাস নিচ্ছি, মানে যেটা আমার বাড়িতে আর কি করি আমি। তো আমার ফোন থাকে দোতলায়, রেখে এসছি দোতলায়, কিন্তু আমি এখন হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে ঢুকতে গেলে আমি আরামসে ঢুকতো। আগে কি করতে হতো, ওরকম হলে পরে ও খুঁজে পেত না, ফোনটাকে সামনে রাখতে হতো, সেটা এখন আর করতে হচ্ছে না। কিন্তু আমি এইরকম ভাবে কিন্তু বাকিদেরও এরকম ভাবে নোট পাঠাচ্ছি, মানে থার্ড ইয়ার, তারপরে সিভিল ডিপার্টমেন্ট, তারা কিন্তু এরকম রিপোর্ট আমায় দেয়নি।
মানে স্যার আমি খেয়াল করেছি প্রিভিয়াস নোটস গুলো ঠিকঠাকই ছিল, আমার মনে হয় লাস্ট একটা কি দুটো ক্লাসে এরকম প্রবলেমটা হয়েছে, বা দুটো নোটে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, জানি না কি হয় কখন, কি খুব ডিফিকাল্ট বলা আর কি।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আগের কয়েকটা ডাউনলোডেবল ছিল, এই বেশ দুদিন দেখলাম হচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ, আগে মানে কি, আমি তোমাদের প্রথম দিন থেকেই আমি তোমাদের ওই রকম ভাবেই পাঠাচ্ছি, এমন নয় যে আমি জিনিসটাকে চেঞ্জ করছি। তো যাই হোক, মানে ভিডিও এখন
স্যার
হয়তো, হ্যাঁ বলো
স্যার, বলছি অঙ্কটা একটু ওয়ে করুন না।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, আজকে করে দেবো, আজকে করে দেবো, আজকে ক্লাসের পরে করে দেবো, ডেফিনেটলি করে দেবো। সেদিন কি কেন জানি করতে পারলাম না, সেদিন দেরি হয়ে গেছিল। ও আচ্ছা, সেদিন দেরি হয়ে গেছিল। তুমি আবার B3 তে বিলং করো না তো? B3 তো আবার ড্রয়িং ক্লাস থাকে।
ইয়েস স্যার, B3 স্যার।
ও, তাহলে তো মুশকিল হলো বাবা, তাহলে তো খুব সমস্যার ব্যাপার, কারণ তোমাদের ছেড়ে দিতে হবে আগে।
স্যার ওইটা দিয়ে দিন না, আপনি যেটা করেছেন ওইটা দিয়ে দিন না গ্রুপে।
ওহো, সেটা তো আবার আমি আজকে ছবি তুললাম, আমি ভাবলাম যে আজকে দেখাবো বলে, আর দেখাতে 2 মিনিট টাইম লাগবে। ঠিক আছে, না হয় আচ্ছা, এখন এটা তো সেভ করে দাঁড়াও দেখি, দেখাতে লাগবে তো 2 মিনিট। দেখছি দাঁড়াও, কাইনেমা 4 পেন একদম এন্ডে। আচ্ছা, তাহলে ফার্স্ট উই ডিসকাস দিস ফ্যাক্ট। এখানে কি বলেছে, আন্ডার দি অ্যাকশন অফ দি ফোর্স P, the constant acceleration of block B is 6 feet per second square up the incline. For the instant when the velocity of B is 3 feet per second up the incline, determine the velocity of B relative to A, acceleration of B relative to A, and the absolute velocity of point C of the cable. আমি ভেলোসিটিটা ক্যালকুলেট করে দিচ্ছি, অ্যাক্সিলারেশনটা তুমি নিজেই ক্যালকুলেট করে নিতে পারবে। What we do here, suppose I take this 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 fixed point as my reference. So from here I actually measure down these distances. Say call this distance as, suppose this is XA, and from here I call this distance as XB. I call this distance as XB. Mane distance of the center of the pulley. Because this is massless, so we can write like that. Now our string length is how much? So this will be XA, correct? And this distance you can ignore. So it is as good as you are considering this, because this length of the string, that means this length of the string is constant. So you can write this is A, this is A. So actually then the total length of the string, ignoring the portion wrapped around the pulley, will be how much? This will be XA. So we can say this is XA here. Then this much will be XA plus XB, because this is XA. So remaining in XB. So XA plus XB. Again, another one will be XA plus XB. So we have 2 into XA plus XB. Then plus 2A is going to be constant. So we can write from here that it will be 2XA means 3XA plus XB. 2XB. 2XB is going to be constant. So if that is so, you just differentiate it with respect to time. So you will be getting 3 times velocity of A plus 2 times velocity of B, that is equal to 0. Now it is being given that constant acceleration is being given when the velocity of B is being given 3 feet per second up the incline. So it means that your VB is being given. So we can say therefore that VA, so we can say VA that is equal to minus 2/3 of VB. So VB is being given 3 feet per second up, so it is positive. So it means that it is minus 2 feet per second. So it means that the velocity of block A, so if this one goes up, so it shows therefore that if this one goes up, then this block is also going up, correct? So the relative velocity thus between these two, the relative determine the velocity of B relative to A. So we can say therefore VB relative to A, we can write it in this manner, should be equal to VB minus, if this is VB, we align the vectors in this direction. So this is VB and this is VA. So it means it is VB minus VA. Both the two velocities are in the same direction. So it means that it will be 3 minus 2, so 1 feet per second. So the relative velocity will be 1 feet per second. And in order to find out the, you can find out similarly the acceleration part you yourself do.
Yes sir,
and the absolute velocity of point C on the cable. So point C is here. So you see this pulley is basically, it's actually one end of the pulley is fixed. So if this is the pulley, then this side it is fixed. So the pulley will try to roll with respect to this point, and the center point's velocity is provided. The center line velocity is known, VA, in the form of VA, that is being in this direction. So it is 2 feet per second. So quite naturally then the other end's velocity will be, because this is 0, so other end's velocity will be, the profile will be like this. So it means that this velocity will be 2 times this velocity. So if this is 2 feet, then this must be going to be 4 feet per second. So it means that VC, velocity of the point C on this cable, on this string, this is going to be thus how much? That is 4 feet per second. All are up the plane. You understand?
Yes, sir.
বোঝা গেছে জিনিসটা?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, বুঝতে পেরেছি।
ওকে,
স্যার এটা সেকেন্ড মেথড দিয়ে করা যাবে না পুরো
হ্যাঁ সেকেন্ড মেথড দিয়েও করা যাবে, সেকেন্ড মেথড দিয়েও করা যাবে। সেকেন্ড মেথডে কি হবে, তুমি দেখতে পাচ্ছ যে এই পয়েন্টটার ভেলোসিটি এন্ড এই পয়েন্টটার ভেলোসিটি হচ্ছে সেম, কারেক্ট? তার মানে কি, so it is being given, so you come to this pulley because this pulley's velocity is known to us. So if you draw this pulley, correct, now this velocity is known to us, so we can therefore plot this velocity here. This velocity is known to be 3 feet per second. So this is being known to be 3 feet per second, and we note that this end's velocity, that means this string's velocity is 2 times the velocity of this one, correct? Because you know this string, this one is actually, this string, the upper string is connected with the block, and that is also connected with the center. So it means that this string's velocity is equal to the velocity of the center of this string. So it means that it should be 2 times of the velocity of the block A. So if I call this is VA, then this must be 2VA. So you can therefore say that the velocity at this end is like this. This is 2VA.
স্যার 2 দিয়ে কেন বুঝতে পারছি না।
এই তো এই যে এখানে দেখালাম, এই যে এই পুলিটা, this center, see this pulley is fixed here, na? So if this end velocity is VA, then the upper string's velocity will be 2 times of it, because this triangle proportionality.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ওকে স্যার।
So therefore this side string's velocity will be 2 times VA, and the upper point velocity will be VA. So now you join this then by means of this line. So it means that it is a trapezium, and this is the middle point of the trapezium, which will be half of the sum of these 2 sides, correct? So this point's velocity will be then, I mean to say this one, which is the velocity of VB. So we can say VB is equal to half of the sum of these 2. So it means half 3 times VA. So it is 3/2 VA, which we have already, you know, this is VB. VB is 3/2 VA. So since our interest is to find out VA, so we can say therefore that VA is going to be equal to 2/3 of VB. So similarly is the case with the acceleration. Now I think you got the point.
স্যার এখানে তো স্যার ইনস্ট্যান্টেনিয়াস পয়েন্ট সেন্টার অফ রোটেশন তো স্যার পাবো স্যার, মানে ওই ট্রায়াঙ্গেল সিমিলার।
Yes, definitely পাবে। If you extend this line, it will come and intersect here. It will be lying at the outside of the domain of the pulley. So with respect to this point, this pulley is rotating. You understand my point?
ইয়েস স্যার, ওইভাবে স্যার মানে এবার সিমিলারিটিতে ইউজ করলে ভিবিও পেয়ে যাবে এরকম।
আমার দরকার নেই কোনো, আমি এখান থেকেই বের করে নেব জিওমেট্রি থেকে। এই তো এটা একটা ট্রাপিজিয়াম, এই ট্রাপিজিয়াম এই সাইড আছে, এই সাইড জানা আছে, এই ট্রাপিজিয়াম, এই সাইডটা মিডল পয়েন্ট। এবার এটাকে জয়েন করলে এটা কি হবে, হাফ অফ দি সাম অফ দিস 2 সাইডস ফ্রম দি জিওমেট্রি অফ দি স্কুল জিওমেট্রি, তাই না?
স্যার ইয়েস স্যার।
So from there you will be getting it. So okay?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Then, so let me start with then our today's class. The today's class is just a moment. Recent documents. Yes. So today's class is about the the system of particles. So we are to study the dynamics of system of mass particles. Suppose we have a system, and that system consists of n number of mass particles, and any ith member of that group is having the mass mi. You understand, where I is running from 1 to n. Small n is the total number of mass particles. So this is mi. such that, you know, this group consists of definite amount of mass. So I can say sigma mi, that means if I sum these masses of all the masses of the particles from I equal to 1 to n, this gives me m sys, which is the system's mass, and this is constant, correct? This entire mass, they are not, you know, there is no depletion of mass at any point of time, neither there is any addition of mass into your system. So you have this, and the masses, all the particles, say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, so n number of particles are here, they are moving of their own. They are not necessarily that the motion of one particle is dependent on the motion of the other, because, you know, in our previous analysis, thus far, whatever analysis we have made, everywhere we have assumed that the motion of, you know, such particles are always dependent of each other, right? So this we are not actually, you know, this we are not assuming here. So everyone is moving of their own. So no one's motion is influencing the other one. So we have this. So how you are going to calculate the velocity of this ith particle? Let the velocity of the ith particle be here. Say it is the vi bar. So if we assume a three-dimensional reference system, this is an inertial reference frame XYZ, and from that inertial reference frame, considering the origin, which is a fixed point, I take the position vector of this ith particle, and definitely we can say that this is being given by d r bar I dt, or in Newtonian's notation, I can say that we can write it as r bar I dot. So this will be therefore the velocity of the ith particle. Exactly in a similar manner, we can find out the acceleration of the ith particle will be a bar I, that is equal to r bar I double dot. So this is actually the acceleration. First, here we are talking about, I must say this one first, that we are talking about first the kinematics of the group. So this we will study first, and after that we will take up the issue of kinetics. So therefore, individual, you know, the velocity and acceleration of the particles are being given by this particular manner. Now once again, if I take, say, any other point here, let there be a point A, right? It is also having some mass, and the position vector of point A with respect to the origin is, of course, this one. I call this position vector as r bar A, where A is any arbitrary particle. It may belong to the group or it may not belong to the group. So we take this A as an arbitrary particle whose position vector is known to be equal to r bar A. So if that is being known to us, then we will be able to find out the relative velocity of this ith particle with respect to point A. So I can say how I will be getting the relative velocity. We need to find out this position vector. We say that this is the position vector. We call this position vector, we define this blue vector as rho bar I. Rho bar I is the, we can say, the relative position vector. We can write it like that. This is the relative position vector of mi with respect to A, the particle A at A, or particle point at A. So we say this is the thing. So I can therefore say from here that the relative velocity of the ith particle, so I can say v bar relative I, this is called the relative velocity of the ith particle with respect to point A, can be written as, where A is an arbitrary point, can be written as here. This is how we can write. This is nothing but rho bar I dot. Since you see rho bar I is basically indicates that it is ddt of. So rho bar I, you can write that this is equal to r bar I minus r bar A, right? So this is how we can write this thing. So passing the derivative into this, we can say that this is v bar I minus v bar A. So that is the definition of the relative velocity of the ith particle with respect to an arbitrary point. Is that clear to you? So this is the relative velocity
Yes,
of
sir.
ith particle. Yes, it is the relative velocity of the ith particle with respect to any arbitrary point. Okay. Now, after defining these velocity terms, and similarly, you can have the acceleration also. The acceleration term can also be defined. We can say that a bar relative I thus can be written as rho bar I double dot. We can write it like that. It is rho bar I double dot. And you can say that this should be, you can check it to see that this should be equal to the absolute acceleration of the ith particle minus the absolute acceleration of the particle A. These are called the relative velocities of this ith particle with respect to a translating reference frame. These are the relative velocities and the relative accelerations with respect to a translating reference frame situated at A. So if you place any other reference frame here at point A and allow it to translate with the motion of A, then with respect to that translating reference frame, this will be your relative velocity and relative acceleration. So sometimes, therefore, these are called translational relative motion. Now, once I get this, I can also, for this group, can calculate a special point, which is known as the center of mass of the particle. So if suppose the, let us suppose that the center of mass, I say that it is the center of mass. I call this is at point C. Let's say this is this, I refer it here. I call this as here. Say, let us say this is our point C. This is our point C, which represents the center of mass, this crosshair sign. So you will be therefore, will be able to locate the center of mass position vector, and the center of mass position vector will be, the line joining the C and O. I am not drawing it because otherwise it will get cluttered. So you see this O to C, this represents the position vector of the center of mass at this instant. All these are functions of time. Please note, all these are functions of time. So therefore, we see that this will represent the instantaneous position vector of the center of mass. So if the instantaneous position vector of the center of mass is defined r bar bar, this bar sign on anything indicates that it is referring to the center of mass. So how we can define this? We know from our definition that it must be equal to summation I from 1 to small n. It will be mi into r bar I divided by summation I from 1 to n mi. So it indicates therefore that since this is equal to mcs, so I can therefore say that mcs into the position vector of the center of mass, absolute position vector of the center of mass, is nothing but the sum I from 1 to n, it is mi into ri bar. This is how you are getting the center of mass's location. Once I get the location of the center of mass, so this equation will define the location of the center of mass. That means r bar bar will be equal to sum I from 1 to n mi ri bar divided by mcs. So that will give you the position vector of the center of mass. Now, if you differentiate this equation with respect to time, definitely you will be getting the velocity of the center of mass. So you can say V bar bar, we can write that it should be equal to, we can say that it is ddt of summation I from 1 to small n, it will be mi into ri bar divided by, you know, this mcs, because it is constant, so no differentiation of this is required. Now since the masses do not vary with time, so I can say that this should be equal to, this is mcs, right? And this differentiation of summation means sum of the differentiations. So I can pass on this sigma and derivative sign, swap their positions, and remembering the fact that mi's are not functions of time, I say that this is nothing but mi ri bar dot. So ultimately what I see from here, that this represents summation I from 1 to n, this represents mi vi bar divided by mcs, sorry, this represents mcs. So it means from here, from this equation, that summation I from 1 to small n mi vi bar can be written as to be equal to mcs, the system's mass, times the velocity of the center of mass. Now if you recall that, what does this represent? This represents the sum of the total linear momentum of the system. So I can therefore say that this is, we can say that summation I from 1 to small n gi bar, that this is representing the total linear momentum, so of the system, is nothing but mcs into v bar bar. That means it is equal to g bar bar. So it indicates, therefore, this is a very important theorem that we get, that the total group's linear momentum is equal to, you see, mcs times v bar bar. That means if you assume the group's entire mass is being concentrated at the location of the center of mass, and it is allowed to move with the velocity of the center of mass, then the momentum that it would have is basically equal to the group's total momentum. So we can say this is g cis. So we can write this will be g bar cis. That means system's total linear momentum should be equal to, system's total linear momentum basically is equal to g bar bar. So that is an important equation that you are getting. So this is one equation we get. Now this is interesting. Suppose I, instead of taking this point A where I calculated the relative velocity, now it is interesting to note that if instead of taking point A, if what would happen if I try to calculate the relative velocity of the individual mass with respect to the center of mass. That means what I try to say is that you measure this position vector, right? I define this position vector as rho bar I. This bar sign indicates that it is being measured with respect to the center of mass. That means earlier we had calculated the relative velocity, relative acceleration, everything from a translating reference frame which is translating with point A. Now instead of point A, if I select the center of mass and allow the same reference frame now to be moving in translational motion with the velocity of the center of mass, and we see that then we can be measuring this relative position vector and we can measure the relative velocity of the ith particle with respect to the center of mass. So if you see that, I can say that what would happen then, so I can say from here that we can say the relative velocity as measured from the center of mass. So that's why I put a small bar. V bar rel with respect of point I. So clearly this will be equal to ddt of, we can say this will be going to be r bar I minus this will be rho bar I. So we can write this equation, we can write this equation in this manner. So this is the thing that we are getting. That means what I can say from here, that V bar relative, we can say V bar relative I, that means relative velocity as measured from the center of mass is basically equal to, you know, V bar I, right? And we can say this is V bar I minus V bar, because you see that this is actually, you know, this equation is r bar I dot minus this equation is rho bar I dot. And just now we have seen this is how we are getting. You see this, we can write in this manner. So we can say therefore that this will be therefore the measurement of the relative velocity of this will be, this is not rho bar I, this will be r bar I, this will be r bar I, this is r bar, not I, no I will be required here, no I will be required. So it will be r bar dot, this will be r bar dot, because you see this is the pink position vector I am trying to referring to. So I am actually taking this vector minus the position vector of the center of mass, absolute position vector of the center of mass. So since center of mass's position vector is written r bar, so I can write it in this manner, and we can say that this should be your relative velocity with respect to the ith particle, and we can write in this manner. So I can now define a term. This is, you know, this G bar I, this G bar cis. Actually, you know, this represents the absolute velocity. This all absolute velocity terms have been taken. So this is what is called absolute momentum. This is sometimes is known as absolute linear momentum. In place of what is termed as, you know, the another term is there which is called the relative momentum with respect to some point. So I can therefore say G bar cis rel. This is defined as the relative momentum of the system, and we can say that what will be the when I am saying this, I can take any arbitrary point. That means what I mean to say by saying this is that I am saying this actually represents summation I from 1 to small n. This is mi into V bar rel I. That means you take any arbitrary point, consider the relative velocity of that ith particle with respect to that arbitrary point, and we write it in this manner. So if you recall, what is V bar relative I? In our previous equation, we said that V bar relative I is V bar I minus V bar A. So if I just substitute that, so I can say this is basically equal to summation I from 1 to small n. Jodi na bujhte paro bolo kintu, eta ekটু kintu mathematical descriptions gulo. But you must understand the theory, otherwise you will not be able to solve the problems. So you see that this will be equal to V bar I minus, you have to understand the physics basically, V bar I minus V bar A. This is taken with respect to any arbitrary point, and I am getting, this is what is termed as the linear momentum, relative linear momentum of the system. So this is what is termed as the relative linear momentum of the system. So we can write it in this manner. So if you distribute this sigma sign here, what happens? We can write summation I from 1 to small n. You distribute this sigma sign, it becomes mi vi bar, correct? Minus it becomes summation I from 1 to small n. This becomes mi into v bar a. Okay, we can write this equation in this manner. I think up to this there should not be any problem, but please see the notations carefully, and we are using these notations. We will try to use them consistently throughout our derivations, these notations, so that the notations will help you to understand what is actually you are doing. Now, what is this? Summation I from 1 to n mi vi bar. Just you see from here that this equation, summation I from 1 to n mi vi bar, is basically representing mc times v bar, correct? So if you use this equation, that means I just underline the equation that I am going to use. This is the equation I am going to take. So in place of this, I am going to take this thing, and if I move on to our next page, so you see that we can write that G bar cis, we can say that G bar cis, that means the system's linear relative momentum, G bar cis relative, will be equal to what? In place of this, I can write this is m cis times v bar, correct? Minus, here you see v bar a, it does not depend upon this summation because it is not having any subscript I. So it can be considered outside the sum. So I can say this is basically equal to summation I from 1 to n mi bracket times v bar a. We can write it in this manner. What is this? This is m cis. So ultimately what we see from here, this becoming m cis into v bar minus it becomes m cis into v bar a. So what does that mean? It means therefore that we say from here G bar system's relative momentum, linear momentum, that is basically equal to what is this we can say m cis times v bar, that means the velocity of the center of mass, minus v bar of a. That means essentially this represents the relative velocity of the center of mass with respect to point A. So we can also write that this is equal to m cis into v bar c relative to point A. We can write it in this manner. So we can say that, it is written in this way. Now it is pretty clear that here I have calculated the relative linear momentum, assuming that the relative thing is measured with respect to point A. But what would happen to this quantity if all the relative things are measured instead of point A, if it is measured with respect to point C? So in that case, it is pretty clear that G bar system relative calculated with respect to the center of mass will be equal to m cis into v bar c relative to c. So what is the relative velocity of one body with respect to itself? It should be null. So it means therefore that if you try to calculate the relative momentum of the entire relative linear momentum of the entire system with respect to the center of mass, that is going to be equal to null. So this is very important a relation, which I can write it in this way: G bar cis relative. This bar indicates that we are measuring all the relative velocities with respect to the center of mass. That indicate is taken by this bar sign. So that is going to be equal to null. That is going to be equal to null, which we can verify from these two theorems. So this is about your, we just recapitulate what we have done thus far. We have introduced the velocity, individual velocity, acceleration, individual acceleration. We introduce the position of the center of mass. We have an arbitrary particle point here, and we calculated the relative velocities, both with respect to the arbitrary point and with respect to the center of mass. And then we went on to calculate the absolute linear momentum of the system. Also, we have seen how to calculate the relative linear momentum of the system. So that is all we have done thus far. So having introduced, so here in the first step, we had talked about the velocities. So you can say from here onwards, we have talked about the velocity. From this point, we have introduced the concept of momentum, linear momentum. We have introduced this concept of linear momentum from here, and we said that the linear momentum can be absolute as well as it can be relative. It can be absolute, abs, or it can be relative, depending upon whether we are going to use the absolute velocities or whether we are going to use the relative velocities in order to calculate the linear momentum. So you see this G bar Cs, it represents the absolute linear momentum term. Now, once we introduce this, now we are in the position to introduce you the term called angular momentum. So now we are discussing what is called as the angular momentum. So angular momentum, how we are going to calculate? You know already that angular momentum, in order to calculate it, we need to provide the reference point. So suppose I take any arbitrary point, let's say the point A. Here, suppose this is the point A. We choose the point A as our reference, correct? Because this is an arbitrary point. It can be specially, it can become the center of mass, or it can become the point O, which is absolutely fixed to the ground. This point O, we term that this is absolutely fixed. This is a fixed point. The point O is a fixed point, okay? And this is moving with certain velocity. Point A is moving with certain velocity. So we decide to consider measure the angular momentum with respect to the point A. So what I do therefore, suppose if I consider the measurement with respect to point A, then definitely what we need to know is this. We need to know the linear momentum of this ith particle. Say this is the, let us suppose that the linear momentum of this ith, the linear velocity is defined in this direction. So it means the linear momentum must be parallel to it. Let's say this is the parallel vector. I mean to say this vector is parallel to this vector, and I call this vector as G bar I. G bar I, which is nothing but mi vi bar, mi vi bar. See this one. So this vector is actually parallel to this vector. Okay. So once we define this term, 1 minute, just a minute. So once we define, once we define these vectors here, I see that in order to calculate the linear momentum of this point A, angular momentum with respect to point A, I require this vector because I need to take the moment of this vector with respect to this point. So I require this vector. So just like your, what is called as to be your linear momentum, this angular momentum is also going to be divided into two groups. One is termed as the absolute angular momentum, and another one we term this as the relative angular momentum, depending upon the case whether we are going to use the absolute velocity or the relative velocity. So absolute angular momentum, so we say angular momentum, I write this is we are performing with respect to point A, with respect to an arbitrary point A. So in case of absolute angular momentum, we see how we can define this. So you see this, we can write h bar A apps. We write h bar A apps. And similarly, we are going to define the relative angular momentum with respect to point A as h bar A rel. Right? So this is first we try to define this one, h bar A apps. So you see from here how we are going to define this. This will be obviously first try to calculate the momentum of a single particle, angular momentum of a single particle. So going to this figure, you see this is your linear momentum of the ith particle, its moment with respect to point A. So this is what? We know that this is the position vector, and this position vector, how I define this position vector? We say that this position vector has been defined as rho bar I. This is how we have defined, correct? This blue vector, this, you see this blue vector, rho bar I, that represents the relative position vector of mi with respect to A. So what I therefore write, I first say that for a single particle, the angular momentum will be what? For a single particle, the angular momentum will be, it will be here, how much? That will be rho bar I cross g bar I. খুব ভালো করে দেখতে হবে কিন্তু জিনিসটা, নালে কিন্তু মুশকিল। Now, sorry. So this is rho bar I cross g bar I, and we need a sum. This is performed for a single particle, and now you need to sum them up for the all particles here. So I just specifically put the attention to this term first, and then we will come to discuss this one. So therefore from here I can say h bar A apps, the absolute angular momentum with respect to point A. A is an arbitrary point. You see this becomes summation I from 1 to small n. This is, you know, becoming rho I cross, this is mi cross v bar I. So this is what I can write. This is the absolute angular momentum calculated with respect to point A. Remember, this has been done with respect to point A. Remembering the fact that this rho bar I basically represents what? It basically represents, you see this rho bar I, how I can write rho bar I? We can see from here that this rho bar I can write it here itself, that it is nothing but r bar I, we can say this is nothing but r bar I minus r bar A, correct? This is how we can write the rho bar I, because this represents r bar A, this represents r bar I. So rho bar I means nothing but r bar I minus r bar A. So if we see that, that means I can write this equation, if you recall that one. So I can say this is equal to summation I from 1 to small n. This rho bar I can say this is r bar I minus this is r bar A, of course, cross this represents mi vi bar. This is how I can write my equation. This is what is termed as the absolute angular momentum calculated with respect to point A. Okay? Now I am going to write what would be the case if we are going to take angular momentum with respect to point A, no doubt, but this time you are taking it the relative angular momentum. momentum. Obviously, relative will be the relative velocity. The relative velocity will be with respect to the point A itself. So, going by this logic, look at this equation. Going by this logic, I can say that the relative angular momentum with respect to point A is being given by summation I from 1 to small n. This will be rho bar I, correct? The position vector will remain same. Now this is mi, that is also okay, but instead of vi, what we can write? Now it will be v bar I minus v bar a, because now I have to take, instead of considering the absolute velocity of the ith particle, here we have to take the relative velocity of the ith particle with respect to point A. So I can write it in this manner. So if you distribute this, then I can see from here, I can simplify this equation further and can write from here that summation I from 1 to small n. Okay, this I can write, this is rho bar I cross, we can say this is mi vi bar, that means I am multiplying this and distributing this summation, minus it will be summation I from 1 to small n. If you do not understand, please let me know. So it should be equal to rho bar I, this is rho bar I cross, this is mi v bar a, this is mi v bar a. So this is how we can write this equation. So we see that I can say, what is this representing? What does this first term in the equation say? Now this is nothing but h bar a apps, because you see summation I from 1 to small n rho bar I cross mi vi bar. This represents, sorry, this there should be bar. This represents that it is nothing but your h bar a apps. So see this equation. This is nothing but this h bar a apps. So I can thus write from here that we can say from here that h bar a relative, the relative angular momentum with respect to point A, this is this relative angular momentum, will be equal to, this is what? This is h bar a apps. So you see this is h bar a apps minus. Now again, remembering the fact that v bar a does not depend upon the sum, so I can write this one as summation I from 1 to small n, right? This represents mi, because mi is a scalar number, mi rho bar I, this is a vector, this entire sum is a vector, cross v bar a. So we can write it in this format. Okay. Now what does this sum indicate? In order to explore it, just come to this location of the center of masses equation. See, this is how the absolute position vector of the center of mass has been located. Very good. Side by side, had I taken my origin instead of point A, instead of the fixed point O, had I taken the origin at point A and tried to calculate the location of the center of mass of the group with respect to point A. So how we would have done that? Obviously, if we say that the location of the center of mass rho bar, correct, rho bar with respect to point A, that means this vector. What is this vector will be? You know, this vector will be like this. This is the vector that I am talking about. This is the vector I am talking about. This vector, this blue vector, correct? So that would represent the location of the center of mass with respect to point A. That's why I am putting rho. Had it been with respect to point O, I would have put R. So see, we compare this equation. This is R bar bar and this is rho bar bar. How we will be going to define this? Now this is going to be in line with this equation. We can say that this is going to be equal to, the numerator sum will be summation I from 1 to small n, this is mi. Earlier we used the absolute position vector of the ith particle with respect to the origin. Now, since I am taking the origin at point A, now I will be going to take this rho bar I in place of r bar I. So in place of r bar I place rho bar I. So I say this is rho bar I divided by mcis. So you see, this is how you can define the location of the center of mass with respect to point A. That means this vector, I just name it here, this vector, I call this as rho bar bar. That is the location of the center of mass with respect to this arbitrary point A. And this is how I am going to define it. So it is pretty obvious that summation I from 1 to n mi rho bar I is basically equal to mcis into rho bar bar. So remembering this equation, now come to our point. You see, our equation is this, where we are standing now. You see, this is where we are standing. So I can therefore say that this equation, I can further write that h bar A relative, that means the relative angular momentum with respect to the point A is equal to the absolute angular momentum with respect to point A, h bar A apps, minus this, we see that it is what? This represents mcis into position vector of the center of mass, relative position vector of the center of mass with respect to point A. So this is representing rho means relative. That you need to understand. So rho bar bar, that indicates the relative position vector with respect to the center of mass, and then I need a cross product like this. Sometimes we write this equation in this manner also, h bar A apps. Sometimes we write this equation in this manner. Because it is a scalar, I can write this is rho bar bar cross mcis times v bar A. We write this equation in this format. Now, this is a very interesting equation because why it is an interesting equation? It is because that we are able to relate the two types of angular momentum, that is absolute and relative, both measured with respect to the same point. Correct? So that's why this last equation that we have got is a very important equation because it defines these two types of angular momentums. Okay? Now, a question may be asked, when, under what condition or conditions? So we can write like this, under what condition or conditions within bracket S, h bar A apps and h bar A real will be equal. H bar A apps and h bar A will be equal. Can you tell me what will be the conditions? Can anyone dare to answer this question? Under what conditions they will be equal? Can anyone in the class tell me under what conditions? Look at this equation and from that try to answer. বলতে পারবে দেখো
স্যার এই p ক্রস m সিস্টেম v যদি 0 হয়ে যায় তাহলেই তো
0 না নাল
না স্যার v এর ওই যে ওটা রিলেটিভ a সব ইয়েতে হলে সেটা তো ভাগ হয়ে যাবে
yes তার মানে what you are trying to say is this, you say that obviously this is the remaining term, so it is pretty obvious that when this is going to be null, this will be equal to 0 নাই কিন্তু হ্যাঁ null vector because it is a vector. 0 is a scalar. So when this is null,
Okay, sir.
yes, when this is null, these two will be equal. Now my specific question, what are the conditions under which this will be null vector?
When we have VA equals to 0, VA vector. VA vector equals to null vector.
Very good.
ডিরেক্টলি প্যারালাল হয় দুটো জিনিস।
Wow, very good. So you see so many intelligent answers. The first is when V bar A is null. What does that mean? What does that mean? Physically কি মানে বোঝাবে তাহলে এটা?
It has come to stop. মানে নেই।
নেই মানে কি?
নেই কি বলবো মানে ওটা
মানে ওটা এর রেসপেক্টে এরই হচ্ছে মানে
That means A is basically equivalent to O, the fixed point.
হ্যাঁ
তার মানে এটা যদি ইনার্শিয়ালি ফিক্সড পয়েন্ট হয়, অর্থাৎ আমাদের এইখানে আমরা যে পয়েন্ট ওটাকে ধরেছি, see we told in the initial case that point O is a fixed point. You remember? Here I have considered that in the drawing I have considered that point O is a fixed point. That means if the point A becomes fixed, you see the relative momentum and the angular momentum, absolute angular momentum, both will be equal. There is no distinction about a fixed point whether we are going to calculate the relative or angular momentum. Acha. And Vishal, I probably gave the third, I say that it is a third clue. He said that when rho bar and V bar A will be parallel. So rho bar and V bar A will become parallel. That means either rho bar and V bar, that means what I say, what is the physical meaning of it? It means that they are collinear basically, correct? They are collinear. So what is the, yes. So what is the physical meaning of that? Physical meaning of that is that the velocity of the point A, correct? The velocity of point A must be directed either along this vector or it will be opposite to this vector, correct? Then also the same thing would happen, right? So see this bluish vector here, right? So sky blue. So this vector. So if the velocity of point A is along this line or it is opposite to this line, then you know that the cross product between them will be either sine 0 or sine pi, the magnitude. So naturally that should be equal to 0. So the magnitude becomes 0 means the vector becomes null. So that is the third condition, I should say. Then there is a second condition. What is the second condition? What is the second condition? What will be the second condition? Can you tell me what will be the second condition?
Sir, দুটো সমান হলে
So P could be also
Huh?
P could be also 0.
No, na V bar A to 0 হয়ে গেছে. Now we can have the second condition is that this
rho bar and VA is parallel.
ওর বারটা 0
এই ভেক্টরটা নাল হবে। See, rho bar যখন নাল তখনও আমার এটা হবে। তাহলে rho bar নাল মানে কি? What does that mean? Rho bar নাল মানে কি? Again going back to the figure. What is the meaning of rho bar? Rho bar is this vector. তো এটা নাল মানে কি? এই ভেক্টরটা নাল হয়ে যাওয়া মানে কি?
দুটো পয়েন্টই কোইনসাইড করছে একসাথে।
বলো?
দুটো পয়েন্টই একসাথে কোইনসাইড করছে মানে
very good. তার মানে when A becomes equal to C, that means the point A becomes actually the center of mass of the group. So you see under these three conditions, so we identify these three conditions. Condition 1, that point A will be absolutely fixed. Condition 2, when A is becoming equivalent to C, that means the point A becomes equal to the center of mass of the group. And the third condition, which is little bit awkward, that when they are parallel or the velocity is along the vector, and in that way we get this thing, right? So these are therefore the conditions under which, you know, these two angular momentums will be basically equal. Whether, so it does not matter whether I am calculating the relative momentum or whether I am calculating the absolute momentum, it remains the same. Please remember these three conditions. This will be very, very, you know, as I am telling, this chapter is the introductory chapter of your rigid body dynamics. And aage cholte, going forward, you will be studying the advanced dynamics in the next semester. So there also you will require all these basic theorems. They are to be very much clear with to you so that you can understand the going forward concepts that you will be given. So you see, these are your three conditions. So therefore you see, we have introduced fully therefore the terms, kinematic terms, only saving one. One more term is left with us. And what is that? That is again a kinematic term, and that is what is termed as the kinetic energy of the group. So kinetic energy of the group. So you see how we are going to calculate the kinetic energy of the group. So you see the kinetic energy of the group, we say that it is T-sys, the system's total kinetic energy. How we are going to calculate it? It is very simple. That is, it is going to be half summation I from 1 to small n. This is mi into vi square. So that is going to be my system's kinetic energy, absolute kinetic energy of the system. Right. Now, here in this case, we make a little bit, you know, a modification to this equation. What we say that we write T-sys equal to, we say that we write this equation in the vector form like this. Summation I from 1 to small n, it is mi into, this we write as V bar I, so not, bracket is not required. We say that V bar I dot V bar I. We write it in this manner. See, this is how we can write. So this is how we can find the system's total kinetic energy. And we can write this equation further. Say I introduce here the relative velocity term. So what I do, I just say summation I from 1 to small n. I say that this is mi. This is in place of V bar I. You remember, we can calculate the relative velocity of the ith particle, relative velocity of the ith particle with respect to the center of mass also. Going back again to the figure, you see this is your center of mass, this is the ith particle, and here you have this vector. So this represents the derivative of this. That means rho bar I dot. What does this represent? It represents the relative velocity of ith particle, relative velocity of ith particle with respect to COM C, with respect to the COM C. So this is your C, C represents COM. So the derivative of this represents your relative velocity of this ith particle with respect to point C. So naturally, I can say that, okay, fine, I now can write my, you know, the absolute equation here in this fashion. I can say that it is the relative velocity of the center of mass, V bar bar, plus it is rho bar I, you see, rho bar bar I, rho bar bar I, plus we can say it is dot the same quantity V bar bar plus rho bar I. So we can write this equation in this manner. Now if you perform the dot product operation between them, so it becomes system's kinetic energy becomes equal to half sigma I from 1 to small n. All right, this is mi And now I multiply this, so it becomes equal to what? Sorry. Okay. So it becomes V bar square. V bar square plus it becomes, no, sorry, this will be dot. There is a dot over here. So it should be, rho bar dot square. The bar arrow is taken out because it is scalar, plus 2v bar dot rho bar I dot. So this is how we can do the dot product operation of the vectors. And now you distribute this sum inside this factor. What you get? Carefully look. So you see, you have the first term. I'm writing it explicitly for you so that you understand. So it becomes mi v bar square plus half sum I from 1 to small n
Hello, sir.
হ্যালো স্যার,
স্ক্রিন দেখতে পাচ্ছিস? আমি পাচ্ছি না কিন্তু।
স্যার নেটওয়ার্কের প্রবলেম হচ্ছে।
স্ক্রিনটা বোধহয় এখনো আমার তো দেখা যাচ্ছে, বাট
না
আপনি
না, আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি না, আমার এন্ড থেকে পুরো ব্ল্যাক হয়ে আছে।
না না, আমাদের তো দেখা যাচ্ছে। আচ্ছা, এবার নেই, এবার নেই।
আরে স্ক্রিন ওরকম, মানে স্যার কি লিখছে সেটা দেখা যাচ্ছে না। হুম হুম হুম। বিশাল, তুই স্যারের সাথে কথা বলিস না ডাইরেক্টলি?
হ্যাঁ, আমি স্যার সাথে যোগাযোগ করার চেষ্টা করছি, ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, এক্স্যাক্টলি ওটাই বলছি, না হলে। আরে আমারও অনেকবার করে এরকম অন অফ হচ্ছে রে ভাই, মানে কারেন্টেরও অসুবিধা হচ্ছে।
এই বলছি স্যার, স্যারের ফোন তো অন্য কারোর কাছে, বুঝলি, মানে
মানে
I think বাড়ির কারোর কাছে ফোনটা আছে। হ্যাঁ, তো উনি তো বললেন একটু আগে ফোনটা আর কি ওনার কাছে নেই। তো স্যার এখন জানেন না যে স্যার লিভ করে গেছেন মনে হচ্ছে আমার।
আলাদাই, আর স্যারের রেকর্ডিং হচ্ছে এটা আবার আলাদাই। স্যার বুঝতে
ফেল করে দিচ্ছি, ঠিক আছে? স্যার বোধহয় আমার নাম্বারটা সেভ করেননি, তো আননোন নাম্বার শুনে স্যার বলছেন কথা বলবেন না এখন।
ওনাকে বল তুই
কে ম্যানেজ করে ডাইনামিক্স?
বিশাল বিশাল বিশাল
স্যারের নাম্বার সেভ করে নি কেন?
ঠিক আছে, আমি ঠিক আছে একটু মেল টেল করে দেখি।
মেল বা হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপে লিখ দে না, হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপে লিখতে মনে না দেখবে মেল।
হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপ আমি স্যারকে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপই করলাম এখন। ঠিক আছে, আমি দেখছি।
ইন্দ্রনীল আলাদাই।
স্যার কতদূর পৌঁছে গেল?
স্যার এখন অবধি তোর ইয়ে কাইনেমেটিক এনার্জি অফ দ্য গ্রুপটা পড়াচ্ছিল, ওখানে পড়াতে পড়াতে আটকে গেল। ওটা মেল করে দে, তোর অপশন নেই, দিলি তুই করে যাওয়াটা বেটার, তাই না?
হ্যাঁ আমাদের ক্লাসও আছে না।
B3 কি ক্লাস আছে এখন?
ক্যাট ক্যাট।
ও না বাবা, তোরা ক্যাড কর। তারা একবার অফিসিয়াল নোটটা পেয়ে যাই, কারণ কি ক্লাস শেষ করতেই হবে। তোদের কখন যে ক্লাস স্টার্ট হয় রে সন্দীপ?
4:45।
4:45, আচ্ছা
4:45 না, ওটা 5টা।
ঠিক আছে, 5টা থেকে কি ক্যাড ক্লাস হয় ওটা নাকি নর্মাল ক্লাস? 1 ঘন্টার ক্লাস কি আলাদা?
2 দিন হয় না।
আরে টিকেবি স্যারের তো।
টিকেবি স্যার ক্লাস নেয়?
হ্যাঁ।
আরে হ্যালো স্যার, অডিবল নয় আপনি? স্যার অডিও অফ আছে আপনার এন্ড থেকে।
হ্যাঁ বলছি, কল থেকে বেরিয়ে গেছিলাম।
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
কখন বেরোলাম? লাস্ট অবধি দেখিয়েছিলাম কি? এই অবধি
10 মিনিট মতো হলো বোধহয়।
এই যে এইটা দেখতে পেরেছো, এই গ্রুপটা দেখতে পেরেছো?
স্যার এই জিনিসটা আপনি যদি একটু প্রেজেন্ট করে দেখান তো ভালো।
এটা তো প্রেজেন্ট করিনি আমি।
প্রেজেন্ট নেই তো আমি বুঝতেই পারছি না তো কি
দাঁড়াও, কি হলো হঠাৎ করে? কি একটা গন্ডগোল হয়েছে এখানে। 1 মিনিট, সরি, ভেরি সরি, দেয়ার ইজ আ টেকনিক্যাল গ্লিচ অকারিং ইন মাই সাইড।
স্যার আমাদেরও এন্ড থেকে হচ্ছে স্যার, বুঝতে পারছি স্যার।
আচ্ছা দাঁড়াও, 1 সেকেন্ড।
স্যার রেকর্ডিং হচ্ছে।
এই জায়গাটা এবারে দেখা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
আচ্ছা, এই অবধি কি আমি তোমরা দেখতে পেরেছো? এই যে ডেরিভেশন, এই বাক্সটা আঁকলাম, এই অবধি দেখতে পেরেছো?
না,
আপনি শুধু এনার্জিটা শুরু করেছিলেন স্যার, কাইনেটিক এনার্জিটা।
মানে হোয়াট ডু ইউ মিন টু সে যে এই এত ডেরিভেশন?
এই যে ts = হাফ, এই যে এটা যে লেখা আছে একদম উপরে যান স্যার, একটু উপরে।
স্যার আপনি ওই মাল্টিপ্লিকেশন ওই প্রোডাক্ট,
ওই যে পার্টটা লেখা আছে না, আপনি ওখানে ওই যে v²
এখানে
2vi.pi এই এত অবধি আপনি করিয়েছিলেন, তারপর থেকে এক্সপ্লেইন করুন।
যাব বাবা, তারপরের থেকে নেই আর
নেই, ওটা মানে লিখতে হবে মানে।
বাপরে, আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, চলো চট করে দেখি। তাহলে এই অবধি তোমরা বুঝেছিলে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, হ্যাঁ স্যার, এই অবধি হয়েছিল।
ঠিক আছে, তারপরে আমরা কি করেছি? নেক্সট হোয়াট উই হ্যাভ ডান, we have distributed the sum like this. This is how I have distributed the summation sign inside the third bracket, and I write that this will be half sum I from 1 to small n mi v bar square প্লাস হাফ সামেশন, আমি খেয়াল করিনি, হঠাৎ করে দেখছি এখানে বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে।
স্যার টেকনিক্যাল অসুবিধা নেই, অসুবিধা নেই।
সো হাফ সাম I from 1 to small n mi rho I bar dot square, জাস্ট ভেতরে ভেতরে আমি এটাকে এ করে দিয়েছি, and I write this equation, right? So now হ্যাঁ এবারে আমরা কি করলাম দেখো, ফার্স্ট টার্মের v bar square, this is not depending upon the sum, so I take it outside the sum. So I say that it should be equal to, you know, it should be equal to half summation I from 1 to small n mi v bar square plus এটা হয়ে যাবে half sum I from 1 to small n mi, this will be v bar relative I square, because this is nothing but the relative velocity of the ith particle measured from the center of mass. So this is the thing, plus you see this again, it does not depend upon the sum, so I take it out of the sum and write it in this manner. Okay, so in the next step what I say, this represents system's mass, so it becomes half mc's v bar square plus this, I said that it is the relative kinetic energy. I said that this is occurring because individual particle is having the relative velocity with respect to the center of mass. So this is what is termed as the relative kinetic energy of the group, plus I can write this equation in this format. Now I was explaining this when I found that I got disconnected. I say that what is the fate of this? I say that this summation mi rho I bar, so what does that actually represent? You remember this is the you know, this pink vector, so it locates the ith particle with respect to the center of mass. This vector is locating the ith particle with respect to the center of mass, and what we are going to calculate is their sum with the mass. So actually what happens, this will give me following the definition of the center of mass, this will give me mc's rho bar center of mass's position vector with respect to the center of mass. Now what does that will be? Now since this one center of mass's position vector with respect to itself must be null, so it means that this is going to be null. So it means that the third term in the expansion of our kinetic energy expression will not exist. So ultimately we see that my system's total kinetic energy will be given by half mc's v bar square. This is sometimes called translational kinetic energy. This is sometimes called translational kinetic energy. And this one, I will see that this is termed the relative kinetic energy. Now you see that I said that when we will be going forward to discuss the dynamics of rigid bodies, we will see that we will have a different meaning to this second term. But till that point, you need to remember the expansion of your kinetic energy of a group of particles, it can be written in this manner. Why I say time and again that it is the building block of our dynamics of rigid bodies, because a rigid body can be defined as a system of infinitely many masses. That means this n, when tending to infinity, and when the distance between any two particles, distance between them is going to be constant in magnitude, that is defining the rigid body, mathematical definition of rigid body. So here we have discussed the kinematics portion today, and in our next class, when we will be joining in our next class, we will be taking up the kinetics of the group of particles, and then we will try to correlate the concepts of the kinetics and kinematics in our next class. Okay, we will be having one more class on Wednesday, and on Thursday we are going to get an extra class. So between that, I try to finish this chapter. If I am not able to do a small portion of it, definitely I will do the recording and will send you. Unfortunately, that will be sent to you during the puja holidays, but my advice is that you go through that video, because up till this we will be having our mid-semester evaluation. Okay, so I think today I am a little bit late because B3 is going to have the next class. So at this point of time, I just stopped the recording, and you know that, and make the discussions open. However, B3 students can leave the meeting, and they will come to know about these questions. If you have any queries, feel free to ask me. But very sorry, I didn't notice that I got disconnected. How come this happened, I do not know.
স্যার আপনার এন্ড থেকে যদি রেকর্ডটা সাকসেসফুল হয়ে থাকে তাহলে আপনি আমাকে পাঠিয়ে দেবেন স্যার রেকর্ডটা, এই আজকের ক্লাসেরটা।
আজকের ক্লাসের রেকর্ডিংটা পাঠিয়ে দিতে হবে, তাই তো?
ইয়েস স্যার।
ওকে, ঠিক আছে, দিয়ে দেবো মানে আজকের ক্লাসের রেকর্ডিং। হয়তো সেটা আগামী কাল এর আগে দিতে পারবো না, কারণ এটা টাইম লাগে প্রচুর।
ইয়েস স্যার, ইয়েস।
রেকর্ডিংটা ডাউনলোড হতে প্রচুর সময় নেয়। গুগল ও ড্রাইভে ওটাকে রেডি করে তারপরে দেয়। ওই যদি মানে হাফ খাচড়া অবস্থায়, যেমন আজকে সকালবেলা আমি আধ খাচড়া অবস্থায় পেয়েছি আর কি। সো ইউ সি দ্যাট আধ খাচড়া অবস্থায় পেলে না মানে খুব ঝাড় আর কি। মানে ওটা ডাউনলোড করতে আমার প্রায় আজকে 30 মিনিট সময় লেগেছে। মানে জেনারেলি ডাউনলোডটা 10 মিনিটেই হয়ে যায়, 10 মিনিট মানে 10 মিনিটের কমে হয়ে যায়। আজকে ওটা করতে অনেক সময় লেগেছে, বিকজ ইট ওয়াজ হাফ প্রিপেয়ার্ড। সুতরাং ইট গিভ সার্টেন, মানে গিভ মি সাম টাইম, মেবি কালকে হয়তো সকালের দিকে হোক বা ওই রকম সময়, হোপফুলি ইট উইল বি রেডি ওভারনাইট অ্যান্ড আই উইল বি এবল টু ডিসপ্যাচ ইউ। অ্যান্ড আচ্ছা, এখানে একটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট ব্যাপার আছে। আজকে আমি যে ভিডিওটা তোমাদেরকে পাঠিয়েছি, আজকে পাঠিয়েছি তো কালকে যে ভিডিওটা পাঠিয়েছি তাতে কিন্তু ল্যাটারাল এন্ট্রিদের আমি পাঠাতে পারিনি, বিকজ দেয়ার ইমেল অ্যাড্রেসেস আর নট অ্যাভেলেবল উইথ মি, আই থিঙ্ক।
স্যার ওটা আমরা ইউটিউবে করে দিয়েছি,
ওটা মেইল করেছি।
ওকে ওকে ওকে, বাহ, ভেরি গুড, থ্যাংক ইউ। তাহলে তবে হ্যাঁ, ফর দ্য কমপ্লিটনেস আমাদের তো আগে যেতে গিয়ে ওদেরকেও লাগবে সাথে। সুতরাং আমি তোমাদের বিশাল রায়কে বলবো, দ্য সিআর and B1 CR and B2 CR, 3 CRs, you take your time to collect the email addresses of these lateral entry students in B1, B2, B3, and please compile them in a single